So, far from home. I believe both of our lives, we've always, jumped from place to place to place. For me, I've been moving since I was really in the 7th grade. Really since I started 3rd grade, for real.
Yeah.
So 7th grade, I moved to Vermont, 8th grade to Connecticut, and 9th grade back to Illinois. And then I lived in places like Texas, Cali. I spent some time in North Carolina and now here in Alabama. And I feel like for me, jumping from place to place to place, I feel like I was always far from my people, far from home. And I feel like when you watch our podcast, you get a sense of, man, they've experienced so much and they've done so much, even though they may not have had the typical home or, lifestyle that everybody else has had. They can say things and attribute things that everybody's gonna understand.
Yeah, and I think for me, man, like I tell people, like I've been out the house since I was 17, right? So I went from, living in the Chicago area to going to school in Maine to going back to Chicago, then moving to Florida, going from Florida to North Carolina. Now I live in Alabama, right? So we've jumped around both, collectively. And for us, man, and for me, man, when I was coming up with the idea of a name for a podcast, it had to be something that embodied, who we are as a people. Like, what is that one thing that's a part of our story and us growing up that really makes us who us are? And for us, it was moving around, and what comes with that is, being cultured and having stories to tell and meeting all these different people. But I really wanted to highlight that in our lives, right? Because being far from home is something, it's a blessing and a curse, right? Because you have those moments where you're like, man, like I'm experiencing something new, but then you kind of miss your community and you miss, the people you grew up around and, the food you used to eat and, being around family and having family gatherings. So, man, far from home it's a true testament to us, man, as people. And we want people who are going through the same things, as us or experience similar things to be able to relate to us and confide in the information and the advice that we're giving, man, because, for us, bro, the whole reason we started this podcast was to be able to talk to an audience and to a group of people who really felt like they could connect with us and they felt like what we had to offer was something that could change their lives, right? And what people don't realize is that, we try to change people's lives, but just hearing people talk about the things that we talk about and say, hey, man, I really enjoyed your podcast, it's changed our lives in return. So it's very transactional, but I wouldn't pick it no other way, man. And far from home, it means a lot to us. So when you see these works of art, I hope that you really understand the true passion and hard work that comes out of it from me and Jack, man. And Miles, too, as well, man. Miles has played a big part in this. So I want to shout out Miles, man. I love you, brother. This wouldn't be here, without you. So salute, my guy.
Always, brother. Man, appreciate you guys for always tuning into the Far From Home podcast. And just remember, no matter where you are, no matter how far you move from your people, your friends, even your family, you can always have a peace, even though you're far from home.